Hey, Rich Piana, I got a little piece of friendly advice for you, and it truly is friendly advice. I would have gotten a hold of you in another means, but I don't have any other way to get a hold of you, so I figure you should see this, I guess. I mean, you knew my name, which I gotta give you credit for that, because you must have a pretty damn good memory. But anyway, I saw in your recent video that you're having some issues with kidney stones, or what, apparently all these symptoms the hospital are attributing to kidney stones. And this is no bullshit. I know I've had like all kind of ailments and injuries and bullshit arise in my 54 years of life, going on 55, and the human body, and I know you're aware of this, the human body is incredible at healing itself. And call me stupid, but my belief is that the planet and you, between the two of you, we're all part of the same ecological, one and only ecological system. And we have the ability we have everything at our disposal we need to be able to heal ourselves. I mean, I've fucking had some, literally, all modesty aside, I've had several injuries that would have been debilitating and game enders to almost everybody. And I'm still here doing my thing. And no surgeries. Well, I had an issue about, let me see. I lose track of time. I can't, put time together. I think you're kind of in a similar way, aren't you? Admit it. You relate time to events because you can't remember really time in a linear fashion. But time's not really linear anyway, so one for us. So it's not just on creeping senility. It was years ago, less than maybe, I don't know, probably, I'm going to guess maybe 5-6 years ago. I had a deal where I started to get these pains. And these weren't just any pains. These were fucking pain up underneath my rib cage that felt like somebody had stuck a burning knife in there and was just twisting it. I mean, excruciating. And I'm not a guy to go to the hospital. I don't get operations and surgeries and shit like that. So if I'm conscious to object to it. And it was so bad that I was like, I couldn't even, it was driving me out of my mind. So I was slamming shots to chill the shit out because it's all I had at the time. And eventually I had to fold and go to the hospital because I was afraid something was going to bust, or God only knows what it was. So I had to go. And I went to the emergency room because it was some kind of odd hour in the morning. And they checked it out. And what it turned out to be was gallstones, which are made out of the same material as kidney stones. So, and the gallstones, what they wanted to do, there were two of them that they could find. What they wanted to do was remove my gallbladder, because, take it out. Because they said it's a sure thing these are going to be more of a problem in the future. You're going to have issues if they move or break loose and move. It's going to be could require immediate surgery and all this other stuff. Well, I went home, thought about that. They gave me some stuff for pain, of course, in the hospital, which I was really happy to get. And then it turned out that certain things I ate brought it on. Certain things I ate. Now, I know this is totally different than your situation, but we'll link this up in a second. So I tried to modify my diet and every other thing, and eventually I figured it out and went with some super bland shit because excruciating pain is a hell of a motivator. As much as I like cake and cookies, especially chocolate chips. But I did some studying and some research. I didn't want to have the gallbladder taken out because people that I know, those who I know who have had gallbladders removed, older folks, they can't digest food the same way ever after, ever. They live. They seem to do okay, but they have issues with digesting foods after. They're not as efficient. They have problems. It's just, I don't want to go through that. It's there for a reason. It serves a purpose in my body. I want it there. So I looked at alternative remedies, and I found pectin. And not just any pectin, but the Granny Smith green apples. That's important. The Granny Smith, the green apples, right? The Granny Smith. So what I started to do was eat these apples, and I ate one apple every single day. It took every bit of like 4 months of eating one of these every single day. And what happens is, supposedly, the pectin that's in these apples softens the stones to the degree that they're no longer a problem. They're not an issue. They're very soft. They're not hard anymore. And that's what causes all the pain and shit. If you were to try past one, or, when they become inflamed and aggravated, or stabbing and poking into shit. So this pectin softens them up. And like I said, it took every bit of 4 months. Now, as I regained enough courage to explore and experiment with my diet a little bit and expand things, it got to be eventually to where it is today, and has been for years, where I could eat anything I want. Whereas before there were many, many things that could bring on all the pain and the aggravation. Little by little I expanded and found out, well, that doesn't bother it anymore. Well, that doesn't bother it anymore. And over a period of time, eating these Granny Smith apples one a day, to the day, today I could eat literally anything if I wanted to eat it. Regular stuff that normally would have set me crazy and caused me so much pain that I felt like, picking up a steak knife, cutting myself open and trying to pull the shit out myself. Well, now I don't have any pain at all. It's totally like it's not even there. And I had a CAT scan when I tore the shoulder slap tear a year and a half, 2 years ago now, I guess. And, they did a full body scan. And they told me, they said, you have 2 gallstones, but if they're not affecting anything, nothing seems to be irritated or inflamed around them. If they're not bothering you, then they're not a problem. So now they went from something that needed to have surgery, well, they're going to be a definite problem, to being something, well, there's no indication that it's going to be a problem if you don't, if they're not bothering you, then you can just ignore it. Right. So that worked and served me very well. Now, yours being kidney stones, I don't know. But I'm going to figure that apple juice, and then again, pressed apple juice, like not concentrated, but pressed apple juice, the pectin in pressed apple juice, that would probably have a pretty good shot at it. Now today, for maintenance, for the past couple of years, I don't so much eat Granny Smith apples anymore, but I drink apple juice like a mug. I drink, not concentrate, but I drink pressed apple juice. And it doesn't even have to be Granny Smith apples anymore. I drink the pressed apple juice. I drink a bottle of that shit every day. And once in a while, I may skip a day here or there. It may not be every single day, but it's a few times a week. And it's like they're not even, I don't even know they're there anymore. So that's just as a friendly piece of potential advice. Take it for what it's worth, or disregard it altogether. But that shit can be hella painful. Hella painful. I don't know what degree yours was as far as how bad it hurt on a scale of 1 to 10. But my shit was like a 12 or 13. It's been that bad. So for me, it was worth every green apple I ate. Now, of course, there's more pectin in the skin than in the apple, but I'm not a big apple skin eater. So, if you blended them up, if you juiced them or whatever, that would be a way to do it. Then you could throw the whole apple in there and wring out, a lot of the pectin out of the skin and shit. But, you've been around, there's various ways you can come up with to get these things in you. But I would absolutely try it before something gets bad enough out of the clear blue and you're rushed to the hospital and they got to cut you open and do some shit to you where you're in so much pain that you're just like, fuck it, just make it stop, and they pull some shit out of you they can't put back in, or cut something out, or God knows what, I don't know. You don't know what they're going to do once you're on a table knocked out and they got you laid open. So let me tell you something, it works, no bullshit. You might want to give it a try. Just a friendly piece of advice. Like I said, if there were another medium where I could reach at, I would have tried that, but there's no point trying to email you through anything or whatever. I'm sure I get hundreds of emails a day, so I'm sure you probably can't even tally up the number of emails you get. Anyway, that's all. Just a friendly piece of advice. Have an awesome day. Take care. And here's to remaining pain-free, hopefully.